ratio analysis. A ratio, which may be expressed as a proportion, a fraction, a decimal, or a percentage, is a mathematical relationship between two numbers. Ratio analysis, therefore, evaluates a comprehensive range of financial relationships representing different aspects of an entity's activities. Financial ratios may be classified based on their uses. There are so-called tests of liquidity, which are of interest to short-term creditors, tests of efficiency, otherwise known as activity ratios, tests of solvency, which are very important for long-term creditors, profitability and market ratios, which interest potential investors and shareholders. Of course, all of these ratios are of concern to managers because they want to make sure that all the other stakeholders view the entity's financial statements favorably. The first liquidity ratio is the current ratio, computed by dividing the current assets by the current liabilities. Current ratio indicates the number of times that the current liabilities could be paid with the available current assets. From this, we know that the higher the current ratio, the more liquid the company is considered to be. It is also known as working capital ratio or banker's ratio. It is also called working capital ratio because working capital, not working capital ratio, but working capital is current assets minus current liabilities. And so, if working capital equals current assets minus current liabilities, then working capital ratio is equal to current assets divided by current liabilities. Current ratio or working capital ratio is also known as banker's ratio, simply because a bank is a foremost creditor or lender, which is interested in a borrower's liquidity or capacity to pay its short-term obligations. In other words, current ratio is a bank's measuring stick. It will most likely not lend money to an entity if the latter's current ratio reveals that it does not have the capability to pay its current liabilities. Even if the firm is actually trying to borrow on a long term instead of on a short-term basis, still the bank will most probably not lend because if the firm cannot afford to pay its current obligations, then it is perceived to have difficulty paying its long-term liabilities also. Now, using the statement of financial position of Elizabeth Tailoring Materials Store as of December 31, 2022, which we prepared in part 1 of this lecture series, let us compute for the entity's current ratio for 2022. Current assets amount to 4,151,600, while current liabilities total 1,330,000. Current ratio therefore is 3.12, which means that the firm's current liabilities could be paid with the available current assets a little more than 3 times as much. This current ratio of 3.12 could also be expressed as 3.12:1 and interpreted to mean that for every 1 peso current liability of Elizabeth, it has 3 pesos and 12 centavos worth of current asset with which to pay. In short, the firm is liquid or can very well afford to pay its short-term obligations. Please take note, however, that if there is what we can describe as low current ratio, which is not good, there is also such a thing as very high current ratio, which may not be a good ratio anymore. As wise men say, almost everything excessive is not good. That's why it's not good that I am so handsome. Anyway, a too high current ratio is not good because that indicates excessive investment in current assets that does not produce much return for the entity. To be more meaningful, just like other financial ratios, this current ratio should be compared with the entity's current ratio during the previous year or years, or with the current ratio of competitors, or with the industry average. As you learned before, one enhancing quality of accounting information is comparability, or the ability to bring together for the purpose of noting points of likeness and difference.